Did you know that Pixar has so many hidden characters secretly crashing their own movies? From toys and emotional scenes to sneaky cameos, these are 20 hidden characters in Pixar movies. Let's begin. Number 20, the Pizza Planet truck. If Pixar movies had a mascot, it would be the Pizza Planet truck. It made its big debut in Toy Story, and ever since then, it has been sneaking into nearly every Pixar film. You might catch it zipping by on a freeway in Finding Nemo, chilling in a Monsters, Inc. parking lot, or even blending into the scenery in Up. It is like Pixar's way of winking at fans, saying, hey, we're all in on this together. Number 19, a 113 code. In Pixar movies, A113 is not a random number. It is the classroom where Pixar animators trained back in their CalArts days. As a tribute to their roots, they hide A113 somewhere in almost every movie. You will see it on license plates, room doors, or even high-tech computer screens. It is like a little inside joke only true fans notice. The coolest part is that once you know about it, you start scanning every Pixar movie just to find it. Number 18, Buzz Lightyear's poster. In Toy Story 3, Andy's room is loaded with little nods for fans, and one of the coolest is a poster of Buzz Lightyear in full space ranger mode hanging on the wall. It is easy to miss because your attention is pulled toward the boxes and the bittersweet reality of Andy growing up. Still, that poster feels like Andy's quiet reminder of just how much Buzz and the gang shaped his childhood. It is a subtle but heartfelt touch from Pixar. Number 17, the Lotso ball bouncing around. That yellow ball with the blue stripe and red star is basically Pixar royalty. It came from one of Pixar's earliest shorts, Lotso Jr., and ever since then it has made sneaky cameos. You might spot it bouncing beside Woody and Buzz in Toy Story, or just rolling by casually in Cars. It feels like the animators are reminding us of where it all started, slipping in a playful nod that connects every Pixar movie together in a joyful way. Number 16, Doug's squirrel. You know Doug from Up and his hilarious obsession with squirrels. Turns out that cheeky squirrel gets more screen time than we think. The tiny creature has popped up in Ratatouille and other Pixar movies, hiding in the background like a little Easter egg. It is a funny reminder of Doug's endless distraction and the kind of goofy detail only Pixar would commit to repeating. Next time you spot it, you will laugh at how far the joke goes. Number 15, Boo's cameo. Boo did not vanish after Monsters, Inc. She keeps sneaking back in the funniest ways. In Inside Out, you can spot her as one of Riley's classroom memories. And in Turning Red, someone rocks her little monster costume. It is like Pixar cannot resist sprinkling her around, whether as a nod to fans or just because she is too adorable to leave behind. Maybe she is a multiverse traveler. Maybe she is just a popular preschooler. But either way, we love it. Number 14, Hank the Septopus. Hank, the cranky seven-armed master of camouflage from Finding Dory, is basically Pixar's ultimate Easter egg champion. Believe it or not, he has been hidden in every Pixar movie since Toy Story. Sometimes he is just a shadow, other times a random shape in a crowd or a blurry blob tucked behind glass. Half the fun is realizing he is always there, quietly blending in where you least expect him. It is ridiculous, brilliant, and the best game Pixar ever started. Number 13, Wally's cockroach in Toy Story. Wally's only pal in his lonely future world is a cockroach named Hal, and that little bug also sneaks into Toy Story as a toy figure. It is hilarious when you think about it. Pixar took this creepy crawly sidekick and turned him into a collectible toy that probably no kid would ever want. It is the kind of gag you can only appreciate if you know Wally, which makes spotting it even more rewarding. A tiny oddball crossover that works perfectly. Number 12, Lotso and Up. Before Lotso became the strawberry-scented tyrant of Toy Story 3, he quietly showed up in Up. You can spot him tossed under a bed, just lying there like any ordinary stuffed bear. At first glance, he looks harmless, almost sweet, but once you know what he turns into later, the moment feels like a sneaky bit of foreshadowing. It is like catching a villain in hibernation before the big reveal, a cuddly little warning that Pixar was already planting seeds for his darker role. Number 11, Ants in Monsters, Inc. Long before Pixar started linking stories in clever ways, they were sneaking in little cameos just for fun. A perfect example is in Monsters, Inc., where a group of ants from A Bug's Life randomly stroll by. It happens in a blink, and unless you are paying close attention, you will miss it. They look completely out of place, like they accidentally wandered onto the wrong movie set, but that is exactly what makes the moment so funny and unexpected. Number 10, Mr. Incredible. In the dentist's office scene from Finding Nemo, a kid is casually flipping through a Mr. Incredible comic. Suddenly, the waiting room feels less like a dentist's office and more like a Pixar fan convention. It is such a fun crossover, blending the superhero world of The Incredibles with Nemo's underwater chaos. Maybe the kid is a huge fan, maybe even the fish are secretly into comics. Either way, it is the kind of random detail you just smile at and accept. Number 9, Russell's badge. Russell's dedication to earning his Wilderness Explorer badges is unforgettable, and Pixar uses that as another Easter egg. His colorful patch design sometimes sneaks into other films, either stitched on a backpack or pinned onto a random character's clothes. It is a blink and you miss it kind of detail, but it feels like a celebration of adventure and curiosity. Seeing Russell's badges pop up elsewhere is like Pixar's way of nudging us to keep that same adventurous spirit alive. Number 8, Donald Duck plush. In Luca, Julia's cozy little room has a surprise guest, a Donald Duck plush casually hanging around like it has always belonged in an Italian fishing village. And weirdly enough, it fits right in. The detail is so subtle you might miss it at first because the space feels so natural and lived in. But once your eyes land on Donald, the whole scene takes on a new charm. It is a sweet nod to Pixar's Disney roots, hiding in plain sight. Number 7, Nemo and Boo's room. In Monsters, Inc., Boo's room hides a stuffed clownfish toy that looks suspiciously familiar. The kicker? This was 2 years before Finding Nemo even released. Pixar was already planting hints for their next big adventure, while everyone else was busy watching Sully have a full-on emotional meltdown. It is the kind of background detail you would never expect unless you are the type to comb through Pixar movies like they are crime scene photos. A tiny toy with a massive sneak peek payoff. Number 6, Buzz Lightyear and Finding Nemo. The dentist's office in Finding Nemo might secretly be Pixar's busiest crossover spot. Tucked among the toys and random treasures is none other than a Buzz Lightyear action figure, just chilling like he is ready for takeoff. Between the Mr. Incredible comic and the Cars toys already hiding there, this room feels like a mini Pixar museum. It is the kind of detail you will only notice if you pause. But once you see Buzz, you cannot help but wonder what other toys slipped across universes. Number 5, Burrow Bunny. Pixar shorts don't always get the spotlight, but Burrow was pure charm, and its shy little bunny totally stole the show. In Turning Red, that same bunny sneaks back in as a sticker on a sketchbook, quietly hopping into the background. It is such a blink and you miss it cameo, but it feels warm and intentional, like Pixar's way of saying they never forget even their smallest creations. That is the kind of detail we love. Number 4, Grape Soda Pin. Carl's grape soda pin from Up is one of Pixar's most emotional symbols, carrying an entire love story in a simple bottle cap. So when it pops up again in Toy Story 4, it hits like a sweet little hug straight to the heart. It is not hidden in a sneaky way either. It is proudly there, reminding us of the bond between Carl and Ellie. Pixar knows exactly what they are doing, and honestly, we will take all those emotional callbacks. Number 3, Frances the Ladybug. Frances, the sassiest ladybug from A Bug's Life, pops back up for a blink and you'll miss it cameo in Toy Story 2. Instead of buzzing around with lines, this time he shows up as a toy tucked in the background. It feels like Pixar's way of reminding us that Frances is still hustling for screen time, even without dialogue. The attitude might be missing, but the presence is enough. Honestly, if any bug deserves a surprise cameo, it is definitely Frances. Number 2, Mater and McQueen. Lightning McQueen and Mater make a sneaky pit stop in Finding Nemo, hiding as little toys inside the dentist's office toy chest. The timeline is completely impossible, but that is what makes it so entertaining. Pixar clearly is not worried about logic when they can drop in a playful cameo instead. It feels more like an inside joke than a serious connection, and honestly, that is exactly why it works. We are definitely not complaining. Number 1, Carl's house in Inside Out. Riley's mindscape in Inside Out is already full of wild ideas, but Pixar slides in a sentimental Easter egg too. Carl Fredricksen's house from Up appears as a drawing hidden in the background. It is such a subtle but beautiful nod to one of Pixar's most emotional films. By slipping Carl's house into Riley's imagination, Pixar reminds us how powerful memories and love are in shaping who we become. It is a crossover that tugs at your heart in silence. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and we'll see you in our next one.